G'day, it's Brak here, and this is the second vlog in the Crusade campaign series, and today is a bat rep. So we see Brak and his deathskulls face up against Raven Guard. Who will win? Well, you're just gonna have to find out. Stay tuned.
Unfortunately, the venue where this Crusade campaign is being held wouldn't allow me to take photos or videos for that matter, so this is going to be a bit of an old school pictograph type battle report. Please forgive me. I was facing up against a lovely fellow by the name of Sean, and it's a combat patrol. The army size is 25 power, and the mission is sweep and clear. Now, my death skulls, I took the warlord, was Brak the war boss, 10 shooter boys, and they fit inside Doris the truck. And in the other truck, Betsy, was 3 mega knobs and 5 burner boys. The mega knobs are fitted out with double kill saws, and the burner boys have a spanner with a custom mega blaster. Now, with the Raven Guard, I can't recall all the fit outs, and unfortunately Sean hasn't sent me the lists yet, but I really wanted to get this battle report out of the way, and so I thought we'd just wing it, and you never know, I might do it a better one later. Okay, so the warlord was a captain, and 10 tactical marines, 10 intercessors, and 3 eliminators, if my memory serves me correct. Now, my warlord, I spent 3 requisition points to get Might is Right, and to kill a claw, and a biggest boss, which basically gives Brak a nice big buff. So he's strength 7, toughness 5, wounds 7, and attack 6. And with the killer claw, it's 2 times strength, neg 3, damage 3, and he can hit on 2s, and all wounds are rerolls. So he's nice and brutal. How will he go against the warlord captain? And this is what the battlefield looked like at the start. Those blue crosses are the objectives. Now, I rolled quite well and became the attacker, so I would put down things first. And as you can see, it sort of ended up in my favour. I also won the roll, so I chose to go first. So there's Betsy near a ruin. Actually, they're all sort of, everything was line of sight blocking, and that was basically it. They're all ruins. It didn't really matter what the terrain was, because we didn't actually play it, because there was no need to, because none of us were hiding. Got in the situation where someone had to shoot someone who was in the terrain. So let's go back to Betsy. Betsy had the mega knobs and the burner in, and Doris had the war boss and the boys in, and this was sort of the setup for the Raven Guard. The eliminators on that, or very close to the objective there, and the attack squad and the intercessors sort of right next to each other on the other side, and with the captain behind him. Wasn't actually in the terrain, sort of in behind it. End of Orc turn 1. So the burner boys got out of Betsy and sort of hid in behind here and just holding that objective. Although there was no need to, I just played it safe because you never know. And so Betsy advanced up and then fired into the eliminators. Nothing happened. Doris advanced and was in behind here, and she couldn't see anything, and they couldn't see back. So a really quick turn one for the Orks. Okay, at the end of turn one for the Raven Guard, the attack squad, intercessors and captain, they all sort of moved up, and the eliminators stayed where they were, or the eliminators, sorry, stayed where they were. Now the intercessors and the eliminators fired everything they could into Betsy, but nothing happened. Good old Betsy obviously was praised by Mork, or was it Gork, and she was still there. I think there may have been a wound taken. Now, so I was very happy with that. Poor Sean was a little dismayed. End of turn two for the Orks. Yes, well, it was fun. So the Mega Knobs jumped out of Betsy, and the Mega Knobs charged into the intercessors and Betsy into the eliminators. Betsy didn't make it. The eliminators took a wound, so I think he was down to about 8 wounds now, and Doris over there ran straight into the attack squad and did some nothing with the wrecking ball, and the attack squad came back, and I think 2 were taken from Doris over there with the sergeant's power fist. Now the Mega Knobs went into the intercessors, and those double kill saws, there were little bits of intercessors just flying all up through the place because they got wiped out completely. So I was happy. Sean was still dismayed. End of turn 2 for Raven Guard, and they had a better turn this time around. The eliminators fired into the Mega Knobs and killed 1, and the tactical squad had a go at Doris the truck. Not much happened until the sergeant came in and took 2 more wounds off with his power claw. Then the captain stepped up and had, with that amazing little sword and some little trickery, just hacked into Doris, and then Boys and Brak spewed out. So a much better turn for Sean. He was feeling a little bit happier. I almost forgot. When the boys jumped out, they lost a boy, so they were down to 9 boys, and they didn't lose. They didn't fail their morale, and neither did the Mega Knobs. So I was quite lucky there. Mork and Gork were definitely with Brak today. A very brutal turn 3 for the Orks, especially over on Brak's left flank there. Okay, so nothing happened with the Mega Knobs. They went in, and I like to think that they tried to hit into the eliminators, but there were still pieces of intercessor still stuck inside the saws there, and not a wound on both sides. So stuck, left in combat. But over on the left flank, now the boys didn't do too much. They think they took out a tactical squad, but the knob with his power claw took 2 wounds off the captain, and then it was up to Brak. Brak came in and just killed the captain. He's lying on the floor, but Sean plays 2 CP, and the captain comes out and hoes into Brak, and Brak dies. So I play 2 CP for Orks is never beaten, and he fires into the tac squad and he wipes out the complete tactical squad with all his wonderful little attacks there. And yeah, totally brutal, totally brutal, and quite funny. Unfortunately, Brak should be up here in red because Brak is dead. Well, he comes back, but that's probably a little bit of a spoiler alert, isn't it? I got so excited talking about the great melee fight that was Brak and the captain that I forgot to mention that Betsy reversed out back in behind the truck, still trying to play it safe. Although it probably wasn't warranted at this time of the game. Now this goes to show the caliber of the man, which was Sean. He was a great gentleman and a perfect sportsman. And yeah, look, he could have just turned back. He decided, well, I've lost, let's have some fun. And he decided to attack back with the eliminators. Now, yeah, it didn't go well. He finished the game with a massive smile on his face. So it was great to play against someone who just decided to just go with the flow and have some fun. It was a great time. Unfortunately, fortunately for me, completely tabled him end of turn 3, and I think when it came to points, it was around about 50 to 20. So I won in that regards as well. But it was just a marvelous game, and it was, I must admit, it was nice to grab a win. So, a victory for the Orks. My first game of 9, and it was so much fun. And because of the win, I actually got to have to give 2 units. They get battle honors or something like that. So they all got 2 units, got an extra 3 experience points. So I gave 3 to Brak and 3 to the Mega Knobs. Now, because of all the other how things are, I will go over this in another video, but Brak ended up getting battle honors, even though he did die because he came back, and he has the deadly charge, which add 1 to the attacks characteristic of this model in the fight phase if this unit makes a charge or was charged or performed a heroic intervention this turn. So yeah, so that's good. He's when he charges, he's going to have 7 attacks. That's got to be a wonderful thing. Now, I did roll a 1 when determining what happened because he died. Yeah, so unfortunately, I rolled a 2 and he's blind in one eye, which now means that every time he rolls a 6 to hit, it has to be re-rolled, which is going to be interesting. And now I have to try and work out how to model Brak to make him look like he's blind in one eye. So expect that in another video. That might be fun. And yeah, look, great game. Orks won, but there was a good reason why Orks won, because Brak had a plan, and that plan was to bash early and bash often. Did you like that video? Then please, by all means, like, share, and if you haven't done so, subscribe and hit that notification button so you don't miss out on any future videos. You could also help me out financially by going over to Patreon, making a small donation. This will help with my ongoing costs. But if you don't want to commit, you can always buy me a coffee. The links are in the description below.